Hello and welcome. If you're new to programming or just getting started with Python, this video is perfect for you. Python is a powerful and beginner-friendly programming language, and today we're going to cover its fundamentals in detail. By the end of this video, you'll be able to write simple Python programs and understand key programming concepts. Python is one of the most popular programming languages in the world. It's easy to learn, has a clean and readable syntax, and is used in various fields like web development, data analysis, automation, artificial intelligence, and much more. The best part? It's free and open source. Python was created by Guido van Rossum and released in 1991. Since then, it's grown into a go-to language for developers. Let's see why it's so loved by programmers. Before we start coding, we need to install Python on your computer. Here's how you can do it. Go to python.org, download the latest version for your system, Windows, Mac, or Linux, and follow the installation prompts. Make sure to check the box that says Add Python to Path during installation. Once Python is installed, you can check if it's working by opening your command prompt or terminal and typing Python version or Python 3 version. You should see the version of Python you just installed. Now that Python is installed, let's write your first Python program. It's a tradition to start with the famous Hello World program. The print function in Python outputs whatever is inside the parentheses to the screen. When you run this code, it will display Hello World. Go ahead and try running this code in your Python environment or IDE, like VS Code, PyCharm, or even the built-in idle. You should see Hello World printed in the output. Let's talk about variables. In Python, a variable is used to store data. You can store different types of data in variables like numbers, text, or even more complex structures like lists. To create a variable in Python, you simply assign a value to a name using the equal sign. Scan. In this example, name is a string, age is an integer, height is a float, and student is a Boolean. Python automatically recognizes the type of each variable based on its value. Now let's dive deeper into the data types Python uses. In addition to strings, integers, and Booleans, Python has a few other important data types. Here's a quick overview of some common Python data types. Strings store text, integers store whole numbers, floats store decimal numbers, and Booleans represent truth values, either true or false. Lists, dictionaries, tuples, and sets are collections that let you store multiple values. Let's move on to basic operations in Python. You can perform mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division easily. Here's how basic operations work in Python. As you can see, you can use standard operators like plus and e. There are also special operators like ya for exponentiation and percentage for modulus, remainder. Next, let's look at conditional statements. Conditional statements allow us to make decisions in our code. The most common ones are if, elif, and else. These statements allow you to check conditions and run certain code depending on whether the condition is true or false. In this case, Python checks if the value of age is 18 or greater. If it is, the program prints you are an adult. Otherwise, it prints you are a minor. Loops allow us to repeat actions multiple times without writing the same code over and over again. There are two main types: for loops and while loops. A for loop is used to iterate over a sequence of elements, while a while loop runs as long as a condition is true. Here, the for loop iterates over a range of numbers, and the while loop keeps running as long as count is less than 5. Finally, let's talk about functions. Functions are a way to group code into reusable blocks. They make your programs more organized and easier to maintain. You define a function with the def keyword and then call it by its name. In this example, we've created a greet function that takes a name as an argument and prints a greeting message. We call it twice with different names. Congratulations! You've now learned the basics of Python, including variables, data types, operators, conditionals, loops, and functions. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. Python syntax, variables, data types, basic operations, conditionals, loops, and functions. These are the building blocks of any Python program. And with practice, you'll be able to create your own projects. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials. Also, leave a comment with any questions you have. Happy coding, and I'll see you in the next video.